Kia ora. My name is Drake de Liv. I am Wildkard's cousin. Wildkard is locked up in his room. He's under suicide watch, so I'll be doing this review for you. I am the biggest All Black fan, and yes, I love the mighty All Blacks, and I'm very happy after this game. Sir Fozzie has led once again for the mighty All Blacks to another convincing win over the crappy Wallabies. This time in the Wallabies' home at Perth, one of the worst places on the planet to play football. There was very windy and very poor conditions. There was a lot of sun on the ground, very hot, and there was very terrible conditions for the All Blacks. But it was regardless the terrible conditions and the cheating referee, the Wallabies still could not win at home. So there was a lot of big news that happened in this game. So first up, the biggest news out of the game is that my boy Jordie Barrett got red carded for the referee cheating referee, red carded Jordie Barrett, and becoming the second person in the Barrett family to get another red card. Scott Barrett got a red card. Last time that was in Perth as well in 2019. So at this rate, next time the Wallabies go to Perth, I'm sure Beauden Barrett will be the next person to get a red card. Next time the All Blacks play in Perth. However, this time, despite having a red card, the All Blacks knew the Wallabies were going to cheat with the referee, so they still couldn't. They still held on and made sure the Wallabies did not score. Well, with 20 minutes in the bin, and also this was a absolute barbaric decision by the referee. So there was a high ball. Jordie Barrett goes in to catch the ball. He jumps up in the air. He catches the ball as he's coming down. Marika Coren-Betty runs in and he takes out Jordie Barrett in the air with his face. He took out Jordie Barrett in the air with his face. And the referee says, "Oh, that's a dangerous play from Jordie Barrett for putting his foot onto Coren-Betty's face, when Coren-Betty is the one that took out Jordie Barrett in the air with his face." So the cheating referee says, "Oh no, that's not good. You put your foot onto Coren-Betty's face when it's obviously the other way round," and gave a red card to Jordie Barrett. So yes, the cheating referee tried to help the Wallabies, but the Wallabies still could not score a single point in the first half. So the kicking was very good on the field for Beauden Barrett, but off the tee, Beauden Barrett has been pretty bad. Beauden Barrett missed 3 out of the 6 kicks in this game, and Beauden Barrett, I think it's very windy in Perth. It would look like it was really bad conditions, so Beauden Barrett missed 3 out of the 6 kicks. And then in the second half, D-Mac comes on to take over kicking duty for Beauden Barrett, and it was exactly the same. D-Mac missed 3 as well himself in the second half. So yes, just very windy and very bad conditions to play in Perth. So hopefully we don't ever go to Perth again, and we'll just play in New Zealand instead for this Bledisloe Cup to keep everybody safe. So yes, despite the cheating referee and the very windy conditions, the All Blacks were still able to dominate the Wallabies for an easy win. There was one point in the first half, it was so windy that even Lolosio missed the kick from 22 meters out. Okay, he was 22 meters out, right in front. 22 meters out, right in front. My uncle, who's never played rugby ever, couldn't kick that, and he missed the kick. Even Australian fans were booing him when he missed that. Okay, oh my god. New Zealand, we would do this thing where we send all of our shit players to Australia, and then the Wallabies pick them up so we can beat the Wallabies in the Bledisloe Cup very easily. That is our game plan. And yes, Lolosio missed the kick that was right in front, 22 meters out in the first half. The Wallabies got 2 tries, tried to cheat. They tried to with 2 tries denied because they tried to cheat, and they failed the cheating. It was both tries denied by Coren-Betty, the biggest cheater from the Wallabies team. So the first try was denied. There was a ruck, and Samu Karevi picked up the ball from the ruck, and he ran through a big gap in front of him. There was no All Black in defending the pillar and post position from the rucks, so it's something that the All Blacks actually need to work on. There was a few times the Wallabies were able to just run through the ruck and pillar position around the breakdown. But anyway, Samu Kurevi runs through a big gap, and then he finds Corin Betty in open space, and he offloads to Corin Betty. Corin Betty runs in, he gets ankle tapped, he falls down 5 meters short, and he crawls, he goes in for the try. Beauden Barrett almost got him on the try line, but the referee goes back and watch, and then they said that Corin Betty picked up the ball from in the ruck in the offside position, which he did. He had 2 players behind him in the ruck, so he was in front, and they picked up the ball off the ground, so that is offside. He wasn't last feet. But Andrew Mertens, the worst New Zealand All Black ever, says the referee made a wrong decision. He says there was no ruck because no All Black was in the ruck. That's actually wrong, Mr. Merton. I'm so glad you don't work for the All Blacks anymore. The rules has been changed, Mr. Merton, that if 2 players from either team gets into the breakdown, it's considered a ruck now, because they changed the rules as a result of England versus Italy, the Ruckgate incident. And they changed the rules now that the defending team does not need a player to be in the ruck to form a ruck. So as long as there is 2 players from either team in the breakdown, it's a ruck. So there was a ruck. You're wrong, Mr. Merton, and you suck. And hopefully you never come back to New Zealand because we hate you, and you are a traitor to New Zealand rugby. But anyway, the referee, the Wallabies tried to cheat, but the TMO spotted it and called it a no try. So that was very good. And the second try was denied for the Wallabies. Again was Corin Betty. There was a line out for the Wallabies, a 5-meter line out. They set up the line out for a maul, and for some reason, Corin Betty was in the line out. He thinks he's a forward. He gets the ball from the maul, and he has no idea what to do in the maul. So he goes to the ground. He falls to the ground in the maul. Nobody tackled him. He just falls to the ground, and he sees the try line in front of him, and he crawls again and goes over for the try. And the referee watches this and says, well, you crawled on the ground. Once again, no try for crawling. So Corin Betty tried to cheat again, and he got denied, which was very good. Such a stupid decision to put her back inside the line out, and put him into a rolling maul, and having him taking the ball in the maul. And yeah, really smart idea for the Wallabies to put someone who has never done a maul before in a maul and to take the ball from it. That was, I'm very happy as an All Black fan that the Wallabies did that. That was extremely smart of the Wallabies. So, the discipline was also very bad for the Wallabies, but not that great for the All Blacks. However, the All Blacks' kicking game was much better than the Wallabies. The superior kicking from Beauden Barrett. Will Jordan, in particular, was very good. Bradley Webber was very good as well. So the Wallabies got kicked on the field quite convincingly, and also the Wallabies are really bad with just passing the ball as well. They also gave away 2 intercept tries. Yeah, exactly, 2 intercept tries to the All Blacks. They gifted the mighty All Blacks 2 intercepted tries, and yes, I'm very grateful for how stupid that was. So the first intercept try was from Matt Phillip to Dave Havili. So the Wallabies decided to make this play where they put all of their forwards into the breakdown. Sorry, they put all of their forwards into the back line. And they put all the backs into the breakdown. So I cannot make this up. I'm not making this up. So all the Wallabies back line was in the breakdown, and the entire back line of the Wallabies were made of forwards. So the forwards would try to make a play, and obviously Matt Phillip throws a massive loopy ball to Fayanga, who was on the wing, and gets intercepted by David Havili. And Havili goes in 17 meters for a try. A second intercept was done because, again, what's his name? I don't know Australian players because I'm a Kiwi. Rob Valentini throws an intercept pass to TJ Piranara. Piranara kicks the ball crossfield to George Bridge, goes in for another beautiful All Black try. And the All Blacks counter attack has been very good this game because the Wallabies can't tackle, so it was very good to watch. However, the Wallabies did able to inject themselves with a little bit of energy in the second half with the reserves. Nick White came on and was instrumental in scoring a couple tries for the Wallabies. So yeah, Wallabies did able to come back a little bit in the second half, but the mighty All Blacks was overall too strong for the Wallabies and too good overall for the Wallabies. So yeah, this was quite a convincing win for the All Blacks. Overall stats, we can have a look. The Wallabies ran 651 meters. Despite having more run meters, they could not score tries because the Wallabies don't know how to pass the ball. The All Blacks 532 run meters. The All Blacks 25 defenders beaten to the All Blacks 19. Despite beating more defenders, the Wallabies could not score tries. And then, let's see, turnovers conceded, 14 turnovers conceded for the Wallabies. The All Blacks has done pretty well in turning over, but also conceded 12 turnovers for the mighty All Blacks because the Wallabies cheating and the referees cheating. 89 tackles made, 19 missed tackles for the Wallabies. Well, that's I'm not very good at maths, but I think that's pretty much more than 1 out of 5 tackles that was missed from the Wallabies. The All Blacks, 157 tackles, 25 missed tackles, so not as bad, but they can still a bit of improvement for the mighty All Blacks. Kicking game, okay? 27 kicks for the Wallabies, and the All Blacks 36, so the All Blacks completely outkicked the Wallabies. Against the Springboks, the All Blacks probably want to kick a little bit more, maybe around 40s, to be able to catch up with the Springbok numbers, but this was more than enough to completely outplay the Wallabies. All Blacks missed 5 conversions due to very windy, poor conditions in Perth, whilst the Wallabies missed 1 because the Lolosio is an idiot and he does not know how to play rugby. And this has to be the worst kick I have ever seen. 22 meters out, right in front. Lolosio missed that one. Lineouts, 2 lineouts lost for the Wallabies, 3 lineouts lost for the mighty All Blacks because the referee once again cheated for the Wallabies. Same with the scrum. In the second half, one of the All Blacks was penalised for collapsing the scrum when Tupou came on, and yeah, that was just the referee cheating for the Wallabies again. Despite the cheating, the Wallabies still couldn't win, so it was very, very good for the All Blacks. Penalties considered, 12 penalties considered for the Wallabies, 10 for the All Blacks, and 1 red card. So yes, the referee tried very hard to cheat, but the Wallabies still could not win due to their poor discipline. Anyway, let's have a look at the overview from the game from the start. So first up, this game was I've got a lot of notes here to go through, so let's just try go through it. So this is so the Wallabies came out. The All Blacks did the cup. The Kambao Pango in the, not Kambao Pango, what am I talking about? Did the Kamate as the haka, because you know, the All Blacks no longer have to do Kambao Pango against the Wallabies anymore, because the Wallabies is now apparently a tier 2 nation. But anyway, the Wallabies came out, they tried to set up a V-shape like England did in the World Cup, but like in the other way direction, I think the French did this, a V-shape, but they tried to look cool in the V-shape, and then follow on to not able to score a single point in the first half after the V-shape against the All Black Kambao Pango. All Blacks Kambao Pango was very, very good. No, not Kambao Pango. Kamate was very, very good. My boy TJ Piranara was leading the call. TJ Piranara was very, very good. He's by far the best haka caller ever in the All Black team. It was very cool because all the All Blacks had the pink boots and I think yellow and pink boots, except for TJ. TJ had the white boots, so everybody looked like red and yellow. And then TJ Piranara standing in the middle with white boots was looking very, very cool. And TJ Piranara, by far the best haka caller ever. He's very, very intense, and yes, I was very excited just watching this. In fact, I think I might have a little bit of a stiffy watching this performance by TJ, so it was very, very good. So this was an afternoon game. Apparently, last time an afternoon game was played between the Wallabies and the All Blacks was 1996. And yes, so maybe they should just stick to night games because the Wallabies really suck in afternoon games. Maybe the heat is too hot for the Wallabies to handle. You know what they say, if you can't handle the heat, get off the field! Anyway, the game starts with a very exciting haka performance. Right away, 3 minutes in, the Wallabies try to cheat. Samu Karevi comes back. His first time he touched the ball, he picks up the ball, as I mentioned before, from the offside position in the ruck, and then he passes the ball to Corin Betty. As he's getting tackled, Corin Betty gets ankle tapped. 5 meters short, he crawls over for the try. He almost got away with the crawling. But I'm pretty sure it was a forward pass as well leading into this. And then the referee looked back. Samuel Karevi picked up the ball from the offside position inside the ruck. So that was very, very bad cheating from the Wallabies. Andrew Merton tried to help out the cheating for the Wallabies and saying that it was no ruck, which was wrong because there was a ruck. So Andrew Merton, you suck, you're wrong. Don't ever come back to New Zealand, please, because we hate you. And then... So no try for the Wallabies as they deserved 3 minutes into the game. And then there was and then a minute later, the All Blacks were putting a lot of pressure. Bolden Barrett tried to do a crossfield kick to no avail. And then there was a lot of... the All Blacks tried to do a line-out more and then was shut down by the Wallabies defense. So All Blacks for the next couple minutes were putting a lot of pressure for the Wallabies and not able to score. Finally, a few minutes later on the 8th minute, the Wallabies were penalised for not releasing after the tackle right in front of the goal post. Havili makes a tackle and manages to get the penalty. So All Blacks says, okay, we want to take some points. Bolden Barrett comes in, kicks this ball 30 meters in, 30 meters out, 15 meters in from the sideline. 0 points to 3 to the mighty All Blacks. So at this point, Bolden Barrett's kicking looked very good. But this was not to be the case as the wind started to pick up in the terrible competitions in Australia. I think all the Bledisloe camps should just be played in New Zealand due to these terrible conditions in Australia. 4 minutes later, on the 12th minute, the All Blacks was very good at counter-attacking. So Will Jordan gets the ball. He kicks the ball straight down into the Wallabies half, inside the Wallabies 22. The ball almost goes out for a 50-22, but Corambetti catches the ball, but he gets tackled and gets pushed out of the sideline. So the All Blacks now has an attacking line out inside the Wallabies 22. But the Wallabies were penalised of offside. Following the line out, the Adi Savia takes a quick tap and he was about to go over for the try. There was a Wallabies strangling for defense and an offside again, the referee penalty. So Adi Savia gets tackled. The ball comes out quickly to Bolden Barrett and Bolden Barrett drops the ball. Very windy and slippery conditions in Perth, so Bolden Barrett drops the ball. But luckily, the All Blacks had a penalty advantage, so the Bolden Barrett takes a kick right in front of the goalpost. So 0 points to 6, 12 minutes into the game for the mighty All Blacks. So a few minutes, 5 minutes later, on the 17th minute, Bolden Barrett really started to show why he's the best Barrett and most handsome Barrett. And the most handsome Barrett and the most handsome man in New Zealand, the sexiest man in New Zealand today. He got the ball around the 50-meter mark, and he sees two forwards coming up to tackle him, and he did a nice little chip over the top. And Will Jordan read this beautifully because Will Jordan is a god. He runs up, catches the chip over from Bolden Barrett. He runs down, and as he was getting tackled, he sees Brad Weber on his outside, passes the ball to Brad Weber. Weber runs into a couple of defenders, and he throws it back inside to Geordie, the greatest fullback ever, Barrett. He runs in for the try for the mighty All Blacks, and then Geordie and Bowden hugged in the try zone, which was very sweet. Everybody was cheering, everybody was happy. The mighty All Blacks gets on the ball for their first try, and Bolden Barrett converts this one right in front. 0 points to 13. 17 minutes into the game. Following this try, so that was a very easy try for the All Blacks. Following the try, there was a lot of back and forward. It took about 7 minutes of the Wallabies to finally get themselves into the front foot, into a good position. So Wallabies putting a lot of pressure in the All Blacks, getting a penalty, had a line out inside the All Blacks half. And finally, the pressure mounted to a penalty for the Wallabies just outside the All Blacks 22, on the 22-meter line, right in front. And Noah Lolesio, the greatest New Zealander ever, the best export from New Zealand, he misses a kick right in front. 22 meters out. Oh my god. Even the Australian fans were booing him after this kick. This was horrendous. Oh my god. Anyway, I was very happy as the All Black fan. Even the Australian fans were booing him in this kick in the stands. So yeah, no try, no points for the Wallabies. At this point, the All Blacks were completely out-kicking the Wallabies on field as well. The stats read there was 13 kicks to the All Blacks and only 6 for the Wallabies. So 2 minutes later, the referee decides to cheat because he's received money from the Wallabies. So there was a high ball put up in the air. Jordie Barrett goes in to tackle. He runs up. He jumps up in the air. And then Corin Betty runs in. He tackles Jordie Barrett in the air with his face. He runs in and he takes out Jordie Barrett in the air with his face. And then the referee says, no, Jordie Barrett, you get penalized for putting your foot onto Corin Betty's face. Red card. Yes, you heard it right. I did not make this up. Corin Betty took out Jordie Barrett in the air and slammed his face into Jordie Barrett's foot, and Jordie Barrett got a red card. I cannot make this up. This is real. This has actually happened. Anyway, so Jordie Barrett gets sent off by the referee. Second Barrett in the Barrett family to get a red card, and maybe next, we can put out some bets to see if Beauden Barrett's gonna get a red card next time we're in Perth. We'll probably have some bets going on for that when the next Perth game is announced, and so finally you think the Wallabies have a chance to score here with Jordie Barrett in the bin. The Wallabies can take this and probably score a try to get the first points on the board. So Tom Banks gets the ball. He kicks the ball for the touch, and he kicks the ball dead. I cannot make this up. I cannot make this up. He kicks the ball dead. So thank you, Tom Banks, for giving the ball back to us. So the All Blacks now gets the ball back for attacking line out, for kicking the ball dead from a red card penalty. I cannot make this up. So once again, the All Blacks were let off the Wallabies, giving away another opportunity. So anyway, the Wallabies still have more chance to attack. So the Beauden Barrett. There was one point that Beauden Barrett made to try to do another chip over the top, but the Wallabies were able to recover and mounted a nice counterattack, and they ran like 70 meters. It was a really, really good counterattack. A lot of good passes, ran about 70 meters into the All Blacks half, and they were about 10 meters out on the try line, okay? And the All Blacks, at this point, were running back in defense. Everybody's offside. Referee penalty, gave away a penalty advantage for the Wallabies offside, and the Wallabies had about 4 players out wide. There was 1 All Black in defense, and Lolosio gets the ball. And Lolosio gets the ball. There was everybody out right is calling overlap, pass the ball. Lolosio decides to kick a crossfield kick. Lolosio does a crossfield kick, and the kick goes too far. Andrew Callaway couldn't get the ball, and Wallabies gets a penalty instead. It goes back for the penalty. So Lolosio decides to kick the ball away when there was a 4-1 overlap with about 15 meters out from the try line. I cannot make this up. This actually happened. So yes, Lolosio, probably we should give him an honorary All Black jersey because he's actually instrumental in helping the All Blacks winning the game. But anyway, so the Wallabies still has an opportunity to attack after this because they had a penalty advantage. So Wallaby kicks the ball out for a 5-meter line out. And this is where Corin Betty, for some reason, forgot that he's back. He got into the line out. This was actually a very good line out setup. The Wallabies caught the ball in front. And then so they faked setting up the line out at the front. But then they kind of like passed the ball to the back. So the more action was set. Instead of the 2 position, it was set on the 6 position. So 6 position. So the more was set on 6 position, and everybody rolls in. Marika Corin Betty goes in as well. He rips the ball. No one tackled him. He doesn't know how to do a maul. He drops to his knees, and he looks up and says, "Hey, there's the try line." He crawls and he slams the ball down for a try. And referee says, crawling on the ground, no try. He tried to cheat again, and this was on the 38th minute. No try to the Wallabies for trying to cheat. And so then the All Blacks gets an opportunity back to attack, and the Wallabies gave away back-to-back penalties. So the All Blacks were able to kick 2 penalties in a row, get themselves all the way from 5 meters out from their own try line to 10 meters out from the Wallabies try line. 2 penalties, back-to-back penalties. So now the All Blacks has a 10-meter line out. In fact, it was about 15 meters out. And the All Blacks says, okay, Wallabies, we'll show you how to do it more properly. The All Blacks throws the ball in, sets them all up. The ball wasn't going forward initially, but then the backs joining from the All Blacks. Havili comes in, joins the maul, and then All Black maul goes forward. Eventually, the Wallaby defense falls into pieces. David Havili rips the ball at the back, plants the ball down for a try. A beautiful more try for the All Blacks. Yes, David Havili, the number 12, scored this one for more try. So Beauden Barrett tries to kick this one, and it was very windy, bad conditions in Perth once again. So Barrett missed this conversion. Halftime score, 18 points to 0 for the mighty All Blacks. Yeah, I could not make this up. This is... Yeah, halftime, Hooper in the change room looking like he's very depressed, basically speechless, standing in the corner by himself. It's quite depressing to watch. So second half starts. Let's go through the halftime. I almost forgot. Sorry, guys. Halftime stats. So halftime stats: the run meters to 255 to the Wallabies, 154 for the All Blacks. 5 turnovers on each team gets conceded. 54 tackles for the Wallabies, 9 missed tackles out of 54 for the Wallabies, 76 tackles for the All Blacks, 9 missed tackles as well for the All Blacks, 13 kicks in play for the Wallabies, 21 kicks in play for the All Blacks, so lots of kicking for the All Blacks, mighty All Blacks. 6 lineouts for the Wallabies, 1 loss, 7 lineouts for the All Blacks, 1 loss due to the referee cheating. So scrum was even on both sides, and the penalty count was 10 points to 10 penalties against the Wallabies and 6 penalties against the All Blacks. Could have been less, but the referee was cheating for the Wallabies half. So yes, despite the cheating, the Wallabies still not able to score any points in the first half due to a lot of CO not knowing how to play rugby. Probably the greatest export from New Zealand. And anyway, let's talk about the second half. Second half started. There was about so the game started. There was a lot of good play from both teams. There was a breakdown turnover from Anton Leonard-Brown that was doing really well, and then Andrew Mertens criticized straight away. Andrew Mertens started criticizing Anton Leonard-Brown for turning the ball over, saying that he was playing the ball on the ground. Ooh, Andrew Mertens, you suck. Hopefully you never come back to New Zealand. Scott Barrett got stripped by Samuel Karevi. The Wallabies mounted a good attack but could not score despite having 1 player in the bin for the All Blacks. So yeah, Wallabies had some good attacking opportunities. So eventually on the 48th minute, the All Blacks was still finally finished the red card. D-Mac comes on the field on number 15 spot for Jordie Barrett because he could not come back on due to the red card. So Wallabies scored no points during the 20 minutes where the All Blacks was in the bin. However, 1 minute later, the Wallabies finally woke up and realized they're actually playing rugby. They need to score some points. So Tate McDermott got the ball. The All Blacks had a line out, and the Wallabies stole the line out with the cheating. And then the Wallabies on the attack. There was some couple quick balls, and Tate McDermott got the ball. He looks up and he sees Havili, and he runs into Havili, and he slipped through the tackle of Havili. And then he goes through, and then he had Fayanga on his outside. He passes the ball to Fayanga. He crashes through. The very big hooker crashes through for the Wallabies. Goes in for the first try for the Wallabies. So this was very good, very quick ball for the Wallabies after stealing a All Blacks line out. So yeah, very fast turnaround by McDermott, something that all the Wallaby fans surely happy to see. And then Lolosio gets his one and only conversion. This was the same kicking spot from the this was right under the post, same kicking spot as the one that he missed, but this was much closer because this was a conversion. So he got the kick, 7 points to 18 for the All Blacks in front. So on the a few minutes later, on the 53rd minute, the rule has been changed. So now if the ball gets kicked into your try zone and then you ground the ball, it's no longer a 22-meter dropout. It's now a goal line dropout. So Will Jordan did exactly that. He kicks the ball, a beautiful kick by Will Jordan. The ball stops inside the Wallabies try zone, and the Wallaby has to ground the ball. Instead of a 22 dropout, the Wallaby has to do a goal line dropout. So the All Blacks suddenly receive the ball just outside their own 22. The Wallabies 22 for a really good attacking opportunity. So this rule is very stupid, and encourages more kicking and really, I don't know what to say, but it's just the rugby, World Rugby doesn't know what they're doing. Anyway, the All Blacks so good news for the All Blacks. They got the ball from the goal line dropout just outside the 22. The ball passes, they spread the ball out wide to Ikia Ioane, the big man on the wing. He's actually a forward, but he's trying to outdo his brother Rico on how to be a winger. So Corbetty runs up to tackle him. He just bumps him off, and he runs up. And Lolosio sees Corbetty gets bumped off, and Lolosio goes, I don't want to tackle him. He literally just fell to the ground without even touching Ikia. He didn't even touch him. I kid you not. I did not make this up. He just slipped and did not even make attempt to tackle him. Okay, so Lolosio sees. So that's Lolosio's defense for you. So Lolosio just completely missed the tackle, and then Ikia Ioane runs down, and then Tom Banks comes up to tackle him, and Ikia Ioane sees Will Jordan on his inside. Nice and easy pop to Will Jordan. Will Jordan goes in for his first try in the second half for the All Blacks. Again, very windy conditions. I think at this point, Beauden Barrett has the last attempt at kicking, and he missed this one. So yeah, so that's another miss due to really bad conditions and windy conditions in Australia. And so All Blacks gets back on the ball. And then a minute later, the Wallabies were in the attack again. And Lolosio, I kid you not, he throws a pass to Len Ikitau, and the pass was a little bit too far in front of Ikitau. Ikitau reaches out, couldn't catch the ball, knocks on. And Lolosio looks like he's just like blaming Ikitau, like, oh, you're gonna run forward, mate. Gotta go forward a little bit. He was blaming Ikitau for not running forward into the ball. I cannot make this up. This actually happened. You can watch the replay and you show Lolosio having a word with Ikitau after he drops the ball. I cannot make this up. This is anyway. So what happened here after this? So now that there's a knock on inside the All Blacks half, the Tupou comes on and the All Blacks gets penalized for collapsing the scrum. Carl Tuinuku Afe gets penalized, and the referee is cheating, so clearly Tupou slipped, but the referee penalized Carl Tuinuku Afe instead. So now the Wallabies have another chance to attack. So then the Wallabies has an opportunity to kick the ball out for a line out, and then they have a lot of good opportunities to attack. So Lolosio actually makes a nice little slip through and little gap from an inside ball. So Wallaby looking very dangerous. And then suddenly, the Wallabies decided to put all of their backs into the rucks and have all of the forwards in the back line. So in the back line, I think there was Hooper, Matt Phillip, Faenga and then maybe Jem Slipper was in there somewhere. So it was literally all the forwards in the back line and all the backs in the breakdown. So the ball comes out to Michael Hooper. Hooper pops the ball to Matt Phillip. Matt Phillips is Faianga Ma on the outside. And he goes, okay, I'm going to throw the ball to Faianga Ma. And there's a reason that forwards are not supposed to touch the ball. So he throws a loopy pass to Faianga Ma. And Dave Havili intercepts the ball. Runs 75 meters for a mighty All Black try. What's his name? Samu Kurevi was chasing him, but he was too slow. He tried to ankle tap, but Havili looked very slow as well. He was very tired, but he gets there before Kurevi goes in for a try. So yes, the gifted try, another intercept by the All Blacks from the Wallabies. And then a few minutes later, Akia was on the wing again, doing a lot of great run. He took the All Blacks from their own half into the Wallabies half again, mounting a lot of pressure against the Wallabies. They spread the ball out from the right hand side of the field to the left hand side. The All Blacks, they couldn't score, and then they spread it all the way out to the right hand side again, back into the hands of Akio Ioane, the man of the match, by the way. Akio Ioane runs down the sideline. About 5 meters short, he's about to get pushed out. He throws the ball back into Anton Lennon-Brown. Anton Lennon-Brown crashes in for the try. He gets himself licensed, crashes in for a try. So Anton Lennon-Brown worked really hard this game on the breakdown, turning over the balls to get this try. Was a cherry on top for him. And at this point, D-Mac has taken over the kicking duties. This is his second kick for him, and he missed as well. Very windy, poor conditions in Australia, in Perth. Probably should just stick to playing in New Zealand, in my opinion. And then following this try was scored, the Wallabies once again try to mount an attack. And then they were putting pressure on the All Blacks inside the All Blacks half. The Wallabies were doing a lot of little short offloads. And there was Valentini got the ball. And he tried to throw a short pass to, I think it was to Michael Hooper, or maybe it was somebody else. But he tried to throw a little short pass. And TJ Piranara reads this perfectly, intercepts the ball. TJ Piranara runs into the open space. He can smell the fresh air. And then the Wallabies starts to catching up to him. And then he looks up. He sees George Bridge on the other side of the field, wide open. Nobody in front of him, so TJ Piranara, a chip over across the field to George Bridge, catches the ball very cleanly after a bounce, and George Bridge runs in for the 6th try for the All Blacks. Just that easy. Another intercept try for the All Blacks, and then Damon McKenzie tried to kick this one, and once again, very windy conditions, and Damon McKenzie could not get the conversion, and that was the last try for the All Blacks. Oh, I forgot. Just before this try scored on the 65th minute, the Wallabies actually scored after they brought on all of their reserves. So on the 65th minute, the Wallabies had a scrum. They brought on all of their reserves. Nick White, Pete Samu, and Rhys Hodge is in for finally Lolosio. So finally the Wallabies were able to play for the last 15 minutes. So as soon as the players came onto the field, Nick White came on the field. Pete Samu, following a scrum, there was a breakdown. Pete Samu was at the breakdown. He looks up. Once again, the All Blacks had nobody at the breakdown defending the pillar and post position. Pete Samu sees opportunity, picks up the ball, runs through a big gap, and then he offloads to Nick White, goes in for a try for the Wallabies. And then straight away, what's his name? Rhys Hodge gets the kicking duties after taking over the number 10 spot, kicks the 2 points. So Wallabies were able to score on the 65th minute with their substitutions, making huge impact right off the bench. So finally, on the last minute of the Wallabies, were able to score a final try to close out the game. And once again, it was Nick White kind of setting up everything for this try. So the time was running out. The Wallabies trying to get trying to mount an attack. The All Blacks giving away a penalty. The referee giving out 3 penalties to the Wallabies. Wallabies kick the ball out for a 22-meter line out. The ball comes down quick. A couple of really quick ball. Once again, Nick White looks up. There was a bit of a gap around the breakdown. He runs into a defender. He offloads a inside ball to Tom Banks, and Tom Banks goes in. He had about 4 All Blacks hanging onto him, trying to tackle him, but he rolls in, crashes over anyway. He rolls, plants the ball down for a try for the Wallabies, and this was converted by what's his name? Sorry, I don't know the Wallabies players. Reece Hodge, and final score 21 points to 38 for the great All Blacks, despite the Wallabies having Damon Murphy helping them, trying to cheat. So yeah, easy win for the All Blacks, another mighty victory for the All Blacks, and yeah, Nola Sio is the greatest export for the New Zealand All Blacks, and yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. My name is Drake the Live. And Wildkard is locked up in his room. I gotta go check to make sure he hasn't killed himself. And thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next week for All Blacks versus Argentina. And have a good weekend. And thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And have a good weekend, guys.